And I'm like, really? Hi everybody, and welcome back to Killer Concepts, the place where we talk about all things true crime. My name's Peyton, and today I have something a little bit different for you. So instead of talking about a specific person or a heinous act that was committed, a kidnapping or a murder, we are going to talk about several different crimes. Just ones that you wouldn't even believe that people would do because they're so stupid and they're funny. Nobody really gets hurt, but at the same time, you wouldn't even believe that somebody would do this stuff. And so that's what I want to do for you today. And before we get started, make sure to hit that red subscribe button down below and turn on your post notifications so that you do not miss a thing. So something that is a bit different than our usual episodes, I usually have my case memorized and I know exactly what I'm going to talk about. Today it's different in the fact that some of these stories I haven't even read yet. I wanted my reaction to be just as genuine as yours is going to be when you hear them, and so I have my computer in front of me and I will make sure to link the sources down below where I found these stories, and I am just gonna kind of read them off to you. Okay, first story is called Looking Good Donald, and it is off of Murdoch University's website, and it is a story called 5 Crime Fails Almost Too Funny to Be True. So it says, early in 2016, Donald Chip Pugh was suspected of arson and vandalism. So a warrant was set out for his arrest. To help track him down, the police of Lima, Ohio, shared his mugshot on a Facebook page. It says that Donald clearly didn't think that the photo captured his best side, so he actually ended up texting the police a more flattering selfie to the police department saying, quote, "Here is a better photo, that one is terrible," end quote. It said, still obviously wanting to repair his reputation, Donald then called a local radio station to justify his actions. What he said to the radio station was, quote, "Man, they just did me wrong. They put a picture out that made me look like I was a Thundercat or James Brown. Google it, on the run. I can't do that," end quote. Well, apparently police were pretty happy that Donald ended up texting them and calling in to the radio station because it helped them find him, and he would be arrested in Florida for vandalism and arson. Man, he must have been very vain that he felt that his mugshot really mattered that much, because I've seen some pretty bad ones out there. And I don't think that's something usually people do, is call in and send another mugshot. Here's another one. In 2015, 24-year-old Christopher Wallace, who is from Maine in the US, was on the run from police after he stole cooking equipment. Well, apparently he had gotten away from them for several weeks and they had not found him, and so he had gotten kind of cocky and he thought he was smarter than the police, I guess. And so it says that he posted to Snapchat that he was at home hiding from the police. When his followers saw this, a couple of them alerted the police, who then went to search his home. It says, quote, "Unfortunately, despite the tip-off, police had no luck finding him and called the search off. That's when Christopher got cocky again, and he posted again on Snapchat that the police were in his house and he was hiding in a cabinet." The police were then alerted again, and they searched his cabinets to find pots, pans, and a pair of feet. This is when Christopher would be placed under arrest. Now, it may just be me, or Christopher maybe was just being cocky. Maybe he knew that when he posted that people would find him, because, I mean, who wouldn't? Especially a 24-year-old using social media. I mean, police can find anything. They're alerted to the smallest things that we don't know of every single day. But in my mind, if he posted it the first time, and the police came to his house and he was hiding in a cabinet, then you would think that he would know then, if he posted again that he was hiding in a cabinet, that he would clearly know that they'd have to see it a second time if somebody tipped him off enough that he was alerting them to him being at his home. I mean, you would think. I guess it doesn't always work that way. All right, let's find another one, shall we? This is a good one. So this one is off of a list. So both of those were Murdoch University that had them on a list, and this one's off of a list on a website called Funny or Die. And it looks honestly like what they did was take clippings from a news site and post them on here. So I'd really like to find the actual story, but it's by a woman named Leslie Horn, and the title just, I don't even understand how somebody could do this. So the title is Someone Stole an Entire Driveway in Florida, obviously. I think all of these stories have to do with funny stuff happening in Florida. Okay, let's read it and see how they stole a driveway. It says, a woman named Michelle Wright returned home Tuesday night and found her driveway missing. Apparently, she pulled into her house and noticed that the whole thing was gone when she was driving her car, and then she felt a huge bump where the driveway should have been. So when I first read this, because this one I did read, I originally thought, it had to be like, did somebody rip up the blacktop? Like, why would you even do that? Because why would you want to take that with you? But it said that witnesses saw two men digging up 300 square feet of bricks while she was gone for the day. So this was a brick driveway, so you can dig them up. I do estimating for a landscape company, and we price out these kinds of projects, brick pavers. It's normal, and you definitely can. You think the witnesses would call the police if they saw somebody digging up a brick driveway. I mean, that's expensive to have that stolen. Okay, it said, while she was gone for the day, and thieves loading bricks into a pickup truck. And apparently it wasn't suspicious because there were other workers that were building a barn on her property at the time. Wright's driveway was taken, but yet her jewelry and the money she stores under the mattress were untouched. Whoever wrote this, I don't know how they know she stores money under the mattress. I highly doubt she does, but her fine jewelry was still there. Honestly, this does not surprise me, having a brick driveway stolen, because in the landscape company I work for, I have heard stories of like certain cities or certain areas where we have to either take a trailer and lock it, or we have to like pack up everything we have on site, including like shovels, plants, any plants that you didn't get in the ground yet, and you have to take them with you because people just walk away with them. The one guy actually told me that he had planted a whole sign bed that was like a $30,000 planting, and they came back the next day and everything was gone. And so clearly our warranty and our proposals and everything say that we do not cover vandalism or theft, because stuff like this happens where somebody will steal an entire paver driveway. So my recommendation is get a camera. I found another one, and this one is off Fox News in an article called The Weirdest and Most Bizarre Crime Stories. Today I'm getting them all off lists, but if this becomes a regular thing, I think I'm going to search for them and definitely try and find some local to my area. Man, whoever wrote this is good. It's called Bank Robber Hands Teller a Note with His Name and Address on It. 54-year-old Michael Harrell was arrested in August after ordering a teller to hand over cash from a U.S. bank location in Cleveland. It said that he asked the teller to hand over the cash by giving them a note, which is something that we learned while I worked at Members First, that happens sometimes. So he handed them a note, but the note had his full name and address on it, the FBI says. So apparently it was written on the back of a document from the Ohio Bureau of Motor Vehicles. So I'm guessing Harrell really didn't pay attention to what paper he was grabbing. I don't know, maybe he had something from the Ohio Bureau of Motor Vehicles just sitting on his kitchen table, and he decided that's the piece of paper I'm gonna grab. Maybe he just saw the blank side. and thought, why not? Didn't even think to look what was on the other side. Maybe we should learn something from this. Maybe this means either don't rob a bank and don't rob a bank. But at the same time, also make sure if you're gonna hand a piece of paper over to somebody who you don't want them to know your identity, just make sure that it's not a piece of paper that has your name and address on it. Like, why do people do the things they do? Okay, there's more. It says the teller would call 911 and she referred to Harold by his name because clearly she saw it and she had given him an unknown amount of money. And he was taken into custody a few days later because obviously the police knew exactly what he said, and it helped law enforcement tremendously. Here's another one. This is actually right under the other one on the Fox News article, so definitely make sure to check these out because they have like the mugshots and stuff. Man caught driving stolen SUV on way to bail out brother, also arrested for stealing SUV. This is weird. I mean, it's already starting out weird, so why would you bail out your brother in a stolen vehicle? But here we go. So in Kansas, a man was arrested in November because he was driving a stolen SUV to bail out his brother. His brother had been jailed only a couple hours earlier for stealing another SUV. Not the one the brother was driving, but he had been stealing an SUV as well. It said the first sibling caught was 36-year-old Eric Dean McCracken. He was arrested for driving a Chevy Trailblazer with a suspended license, and then they learned that the SUV had also been reported stolen. Only hours later, his younger brother, 32-year-old Keith Ray McCracken, was arrested after leading deputies on a short chase in a stolen 2015 Chevy Silverado. So the authorities were tracking it through its GPS when it was reported stolen, so that's how they knew to find him. Okay, it says, quote, "It is believed that the younger McCracken was en route to the Jackson County Jail to post bail on his older brother in a stolen vehicle," end quote. And story short, well, the younger brother ended up jailed with the older brother and neither of them got out. This one's just wrong. Woman driving a toy truck leads police on a slow speed pursuit. South Carolina police charged a woman in Walhalla. I think I said it right, I'm not really sure. In June with public intoxication after she was allegedly found cruising down the road in a Power Wheels truck not far from her home. 25-year-old Megan Holman avoided a DUI charge because her mode of transport was a toy, not a vehicle. It said when investigators asked Holman to explain the situation, she was riding the toy truck as part of a scavenger hunt and that, quote, she wanted to be a professional wrestler like her father, and this was how to do it, end quote. Okay, I'm just gonna say, I don't understand the professional wrestler thing here. How does driving a toy car down the road on a scavenger hunt help you with that? I don't know why, but all you Florida people, when I type in funny crimes, almost everything is like the funniest crimes in Florida. Oh, here's one. Alleged bandit gets stuck in chimney. And this is on a Rolling Stone article. This picture's good. A man in Ridgecrest, California attempted to rob a home by sneaking in the chimney. Before we continue, I was always told that a person actually can't fit down a chimney because, you know, it's not just straight like Santa Claus. That's probably how this happened. Okay. So he attempted to rob a home by sneaking in through the chimney. In a move called the Reverse Santa, Keith Schultz climbed into the chimney, but that's as far as he got. He severely misjudged its width. Oh, he had somebody with him. Okay. He had a female partner in crime who allegedly then tried to break into the house to help him, which police believe then triggered the home's burglar alarm. That's instant karma. Apparently, this girl then called the police for help before escaping into the night. And I guess she just left him there in the chimney. That's rude. This picture. I just can't get over this picture. Meanwhile, firefighters pried Schultz free from the chimney. He was taken into police custody where he posed for this wonderful mugshot that I've been showing you anyway because I can't stop looking at it. Where he's covered in soot. A headshot that could surely get him cast in a local stage production of Oliver Twist. These are some fails if there ever was one with these people trying to steal stuff. Still in the Rolling Stone article, apparently now we've made it into my home state of Pennsylvania. So, guy hiding from cops falls through the ceiling and lands right in front of them. That's the title. Okay. So it said Justin Thompson was a 29-year-old who was on the run from the law in Scranton, PA. So 29-year-old Justin Thompson was on the run from the law in Scranton, PA. So apparently Justin Thompson was a 29-year-old who was on the run from the law in Scranton, Pennsylvania. There was a warrant out for his arrest for aggravated assault and harassment charges stemming from an incident that had happened in September of 2017. Apparently when police showed up to search for him, they were at his 26-year-old girlfriend's house. Thompson would hide in a crawl space. So unfortunately, the crawl space didn't support his weight and he fell right through the ceiling tiles. Another episode of instant karma. He landed in the kitchen right in front of the cops who were looking for him. Oh my gosh. It says then the police tacked on another charge for endangering children because he nearly fell on top of some. Man, sometimes he shouldn't have been doing whatever he was doing or hiding from the cops, but sometimes I feel like, I know the cops around here do, try and tack on any charge that they can for anything. And I'm like, really? Like endangering kids because you fell through the ceiling tiles? What if you were fixing the ceiling and you were up there for some reason in that crawl space and you fell through the ceiling tiles? Are you then endangering children? Oh gosh, okay. Here's the last one. And this one, I don't know if it's funny or if it's just terrible and maybe the terrible makes it funny. This, I think, happened in New York by the Daily News and it says 23 and Who. Ohio family sues after ancestry kit reveals their daughter isn't related to her dad. That just doesn't sound like a good situation. I feel like that could be very traumatizing to the kid. Says an Ohio woman bought DNA kits for her family last Christmas and was shocked to learn the man she called dad for 24 years isn't her father. Oh, this is even worse. Why is this on a funny list? It said instead the Cartolone family discovered the sperm that was inseminated into Rebecca Cartolone's mother belonged to another man who may have been an employee at the hospital which oversaw the pregnancy. The family would file a lawsuit in August. Okay, this one's a weird story. This is a weird crime, but it's not funny. So yeah, we're gonna end on that note because that's just weird. I wonder if I'm gonna look more into this. I want to see what happened with this case because that's disgusting. It's kind of like that movie, The Switch. Is that what it is? The Switch? Okay, everybody, so that is all I have for you today after we're ending on that kind of dreary note. Like, I don't know what happened. It's a weird crime, but I don't know why it's on this list. So basically what I'm gonna try and do is every other week do a video like this if I can, especially on the weeks where I have been missing a post because I have not had the time to put together a true crime post. So I do work full time and sometimes I have a little bit of a hard time doing that. So if you like these stories, please let me know if you like this video. I want to hear it. Comment down below. Make sure to like it. Or get in contact with me. If you have any weird stories that I can share on here, please email them to me at killerconceptsvlog@gmail.com. You can also just email me with any questions, case suggestions, or just if you want to talk about a case. And you can also direct message me and follow me on Instagram. I actually have a personal Instagram and I have a true crime Instagram, and they will be linked down below in the description box. So before you go, just remember that the world's most dangerous minds hide in the most unlikely places. Stay safe.